Good morning, it's Thursday the 1st of March 2018. Welcome to a very cold, very snow-covered Bracknell this morning, boys and girls. Hope you're well today. Welcome to today's United Kingdom. Oh, I've just realised I haven't changed my Barry Manilow calendar. Just a moment now. There we are. There we are. March, there we are. There we are. The March picture of the man himself in a lovely white jacket. I think I quite like a white jacket. Haven't got a white jacket. Now, a white jacket would have gone with this, wouldn't it? I had my sort of purpley coloured jacket on this morning, and just literally a few moments before I started doing the programme today, my mate called up on a FaceTime with some bad news. Some bad news. I'll come to that in a minute. I'll save that for later, but some bad news for me this morning. And he said, the jacket doesn't go with the shirt. I said, well, what should I wear with this one? He said, just the shirt. Which is why I'm dressed jacketless this morning. Very, very jacketless. Although it's not cold in here, I'm telling you that now. Not cold in the studio. Because, remember I said I had trouble with my central heating? The little thing, this is the old one. Okay, this thing, the numbers kept disappearing off this. So I assumed that there was something wrong with this. Okay? So I did a quick check on... Not Screwfix, the other one. Tool Station. You know, the place that sells stuff. I did a check on Tool Station. They had one down in Bracknell. So I popped down there and I bought a new one of these for £30. Okay? So I put the batteries in and the little numbers came on it. And I thought, oh, that's easy, isn't it? You know, it works. So I've turned the heating on. And very, very unusually for me... I've got it on constant at the moment. It's not on timer, it's on permanent. It is really that cold. And this house is very nice and toasty and warm at the moment. So that's okay. So I went to work, I come back home, and I'd set it for, I think, 21. I find 21 a little bit warm for me. I don't know about you. So I set it for 20. Came back from work last night, which was a very easy journey into work last night. People are actually taking heed of warnings not to go out unless absolutely necessary, which meant the roads were clear. How fabulous is that? And down this end at the moment, at that point last night, sort of around 6 o'clock, we hadn't had that much snow. There wasn't much on the ground at all. So I went into work, came back out, wasted time going to work last night, to be honest. We had two teams. And those teams I had managed to get from the people in there. No one turned up at all for the quiz last night. And quite frankly, I'm not surprised. It's cold in that pub. I don't know if it's the heating or stuff doesn't work in there. They used to have these air things, you know, on the front doors. When you come into a place, you've got the hot air thing coming down. Well, I mean, this is just, it's on full and it's chucking out tepid air. I think it's probably a filter in there somewhere that's all blocked up, and that's why it's not working. So we still did the quiz. If only one team turns up, I will still carry on, boys and girls. So we did the quiz last night, got back in the car. It had started snowing a little bit more heavily, and as I got closer to Bracknell, it was coming down quite a lot. So I slowed right down. I'm doing like... On the last road from the M3 to Bracknell, which is where I live, I'm doing 20 mile an hour. You know, there was a few cars doing 20 miles an hour. One right up my arse, as usual, you know, flashing its lights to make me go faster. No, if anyone does that to you, you're going at a slow speed. For some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe a bit nervous of there's danger ahead that the car behind doesn't know. Ignore them. Ignore them. I've yet to hear of any car that gets rammed by a car behind because they don't think you're going fast enough. Completely ignore them, okay? So I got back here after I thought it was a bit of a wasted journey last night. I thought the pub might cancel last night, but they didn't. I mean, you see, once something's advertised, you have to do it, I suppose, don't you? I mean, I could have cancelled, but if I'm given a job, I will do my best to turn up. Got back in here and I thought, oh, let's see if that central heating's working in here. Opened the front door, and I was hit by this blast of lovely warm air. Oh, that's lovely, that's nice. I went to this, and the temperature said 21.5, and I thought, well, that's odd. I've set it at 20. So I pushed the little down button, which makes the temperature you set appear. and it said 20, yet it was 21.5. I thought, well, that's odd. Oh, well, one of those things. I come up here, listen to boiler, bzzz, it's whirring round and round. Anyway, so I left it on, went to bed. In my bedroom, I've got the thermostat on the... Well, I've got them on all the radiators. The thermostat on the radiator, that is always turned down to less than the rest of the house because I like it in a cool bedroom. Nothing worse than being hot in bed, is there? Oh, don't you... Well, I mean, I'm hot most of the time, as you can see from my image on the screens this morning. Very, very hot. Even hotter in bed. Oh, believe me, there's been hundreds. No, you don't like to be hot in bed, do you? Okay, so I have that turned down a bit. I got up this morning and I thought, oh, it's quite a nice temperature. Well, I've opened the bedroom door. Gosh, I thought it's hot in here. I've come back downstairs. Now, this is now reading 24.5, which is like nearly 80 degrees centigrade, isn't it? And I'm listening to this boiler. It's going on and I thought that hasn't gone off at all. God knows how much gas I've used last night. I think I have single-handedly emptied the North Sea gas reserves here in a night. That is clearly what's happened. So I've gone down to 24.5. I pushed that again. No, that's still set on 20, what I said it before. So I thought, well, why doesn't that work? I've had a quick search online today and found that you have to, I think the word is bind. You've got to bind the transmitter, which is this, to the receiver, which is next to the boiler. Well, I mean, it don't say nothing like that in instructions. Look, digital room thermostat. Now, where does it say you have to bind it? It doesn't. Don't say anything like that there. Oh, hang on a minute. Installer mode. Set a parameter. Parameter flowchart. To exit installer. See, that's all. That might as well be written in blooming Chinese to me. I don't know what all that means. Nothing about binding, but I had a quick look on the internet, and indeed, so binding, that's like pairing it up. Like with your Bluetooth phone and perhaps your car or something like that, you've got to basically pair it up with the thing. So, of course, this is probably working perfectly well, but it's not connecting with the receiver thing, so I've got to find a way of doing that. Now, I have arranged for a plumber to come out tomorrow. Bracknell Plumbing and Heating. They look after all my plumbing. Each year they come around and do a service. I rung them yesterday afternoon. Now, they were going to come this morning, which would have been all right, except we were due to go out this morning. We're going to go to Selfridges for afternoon tea. Yes, me and Ron were going to go to Selfridges for afternoon tea. So I said, oh, you better make it Friday. Because I rang them yesterday and they wanted to come today. Like in the morning, I thought, oh, that's good. But of course, I'm not going to be here. So can you make it Friday morning? Yeah, that's no problem, 9 till 11. So I said, who will it be? Sam, which immediately made my face light up because Sam is the fittest plumber you've ever seen. And he's my plumber. I should be having a keen eye on him while he's working on my wires and things like that. So that was okay. Put the phone down. Now, on the way to work last night, the phone rang and it was Sam. Hello, mate. I've got a booking for your plumber. Do you want me to come round now? And I thought, that's a bit strange. Sam, my plumber, wanting to come round at 7 o'clock at night. I mean, what? What about his girlfriend? They don't care, do they? Wants to come round to my house at 7 o'clock at night. Does he know I'm a Catholic? Shocking. Anyway, so of course, talking on the hands-free in the car. I said, oh, thanks ever so much, Sam, but I'm on my way to work. There's no one in at the moment. Oh, okay. He sounded disappointed. He said, I'm not surprised. I'm not being turned down by a big star like myself. I'm not surprised, are you? So I thought, what fantastic service that was. And that was it. So he is booked because that wasn't working. But I've replaced this now. The only thing is I've got to find how to pair it with the thing in there. So I'll have a little look on the internet. I might see if I try and do it myself and then really muck it up. Then I've still got him to come in tomorrow. If I do it and I get it right, I can cancel the visit and save 80 quid. Isn't it? So that was my day. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog this morning, which is giving me a problem. So that was my day yesterday. I got to work. We did the quiz. Was there anyone there to do it? Well, we had two teams. One won £30 bar tab, the other one a bottle of wine. But actually, it probably, if I'd have rung up and cancelled, it wouldn't have made any difference. But as I say, you give me a job, I'll do my best to get to work. Now, this may not be the case tomorrow. We have a red warning now in the south for later on today and tomorrow, I think it is. Now, it's not exactly where I am, but it's very close to it. It's very, very close to it. The red warning came in about 8:45 this morning. Oh, what's her name, that girl? Is it Carol Smiley? Does the weather on BBC News. I mean, it's serious. She wasn't smiling this morning. I'm serious, she was looking very, very worried today, Carol. So I'm concerned about getting to work tomorrow. And I'm not usually. A little bit of snow, a little bit of rain, that's that. But this is looking like quite serious tomorrow for us down here in the south. So I'm going to email or phone up my lovely manager, Guy, tomorrow to warn him that we may have a problem tomorrow night, and we'll see how that goes. Now, today is the bad news. Today, me and my mate were supposed to be going to Selfridges for afternoon tea. Looking outside, it's an unnecessary journey. So Ron FaceTimed me just before we came on stream today to have a little bit of a chat, and I said that it probably is not a good idea to go, and I totally agree with him. So we're not going to go to Selfridges this afternoon. So it'll just be a normal day. I'll go up the swimming pool and have my swim. I went swimming yesterday morning. They've changed all the lockers. They've changed all the lockers in the swimming pool. Oh yes. All very exciting. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Meanwhile, let's go to some of your messages this morning. Good morning to Brendan Brady fan on this very cold morning, watching via the YouTube network. Good morning, Brendan Brady fan. Talking to YouTube, there's a couple of you who I noticed have sent messages on the last couple of shows which didn't come to me while we were live. Now, I don't know why that is. If you're with us this morning, then try and send a message now, and I'll see if that gets to me. First of all, from Orange, Blue and Lavender, who says, hello, I spent last night applying for credit cards and loans. I got 2 cards. One is $1,000 for electronics and mattresses, and the other one has a limit of $250. $250 on a credit card? What can you buy with that, love? Is that even a trip to Starbucks? I think not, Orange and Blue Lavender. So I don't know. If perhaps you sent them in after the show was live. I don't know. Certainly, Ross Patzel. Good morning, Ross. Sent a couple of messages in on the show, I think, the other day as well. And he says, scruffy git yesterday. Could you please usually put on your smart clothes? Please, very chavvy looking. That was when I just had the jumper on the other morning. Okay, and he also put Emily, who is his daughter, is watching. She's in single figures. His daughter is watching and just said, "Oh my God, he's playing no songs." I said, "No, it's a talk show." She said, "Oh my God, he talks for a whole hour." Oh, much longer than that, Emily. I can talk for much longer than an hour. So you, looking at the time you sent that, you were watching the recording. Okay, I think it does actually say on somewhere live on the YouTube. It certainly does on the Facebook. It says live in the corner when we're live. Okay, I think it does the same on YouTube. I'm not sure about that. Again, Orange and Blue Lavender yesterday put a good morning on there. That didn't come to me in the messages. Now, Orange and Blue Lavender, I think you've got the notifications on YouTube. So you may well be watching that this morning. If you've sent a message, it's not got here. There's nothing from you. However, there is messages from other people watching YouTube. So I'm not sure how that's working. Indeed, Paul Mosley says it's freezing cold in Birmingham this morning. Good morning, Paul. And he also says, I'm looking like a deck chair. Do you think so? A deck chair this morning. Come and sit on me. No, well, perhaps not. Paul, it's 9:38. What's 9:38? What the time? Yes, indeed. So that's happening for you. It's working for you, but Orange and Blue Lavender, a little bit concerned her messages aren't coming through there. Okay. Paul also says, I haven't seen Ross or Orange's messages today. Maybe that's late. They may not be here. I don't know. I don't really know. All right, so thank you very much for that. Over on the Facebook Live, good morning to you. Kelly Witt gets the first message in this morning. Good morning, Kelly. She's in Lincolnshire, who have got a lot of snow there at the moment. My lovely sister and her family and her sons and daughters and my great nieces and great nephews, they're all up there in Lincolnshire, and they've got a lot of snow this morning. I've been seeing photographs of them playing in the snow and enjoying themselves. Olivia, those of you following Olivia's story, just let you know she is stable at the moment. From what I gather, she hasn't got any worse. Olivia is one of my great nieces as well. She's not too well. And she's stable at the moment in the hospice, okay? Good morning to Adam the plumber. Morning, Adam. Glenn, good morning, Glenn. Long time since I saw you. Hope you're all right. Tim Partington is wishing us all a morning, as indeed is Ray Reynolds. Joss, who is a friend of mine in Australia, used to come and sing at Belushi's in London Bridge, says it's 37 degrees here on the first day of autumn. Gosh. 37 degrees in Australia. So, of course, in Fahrenheit, that would be 37 times 5, I think it is. So that's 30, 60, 90, jump back for that. And then plus 22 and a half. So that's... so in Australia at the moment, it's like 217 degrees Fahrenheit. That is correct, I think you'll find, yes. So that is the temperature at the moment in Australia today. 217 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees centigrade. I might have the formula slightly wrong there. Do remember, I did get unclassified with maths, okay? So thank you. Good morning. Andy Baker's there. Good morning, Andy. John Child says, can't get into work, so a rare chance to catch a live show. Welcome along, John. You haven't been to my karaoke lately, are you? Are you having a rest from karaoke, or are you busy? I wish I had a tissue to wipe my nose. Oh, there's one here. Spare one in my pocket. You can always... See, the thing is, if I run out of tissues in here, it's all right, because I just... You know, I've got my bin here, and I can simply go into my bin and use any of the other ones that I've been using over the last few days. Look, you know, no, never run out of tissue in here, my love. Good morning to Mustafa. Good morning, Mustafa. I love your name, Mustafa. I know a few people called Mustafa. Morning, Joey Millen. Good morning, Joey. I haven't seen you for a while. Have you been all right, dear? Have you been out working or something? Where have you been, Joey? Hope you were or playing those damn computer games. Beep, 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 beep. How unexciting. Whoever invented computer games? How unexciting are they? Just sitting there gawping at the screen all the time. Is that what you do? Tim's had a Greg's sausage roll. Oh, dear, Tim. Tim, take off the pastry, dear. He's had a dead animal roll, haven't you? I hope you enjoyed that. Morning to Bahar. Morning, Bahar. I'm not funny. We'd just like to have a little bit of a laugh in the morning, Bahar. A little bit of a laugh. Morning, Ronnie. Ronnie is a big fan of my worldwide television presentation shows. He says I'm a vlogger. I say, no, I'm not. I'm a television presenter. Thank you very much. Mark Jones is there. Good morning, Mark Jones. And to everyone else in Mark Jones's office, I hope you're all working hard. Don't think you can take time off just to sit there watching this old load of crap. Turn it screen off and turn the volume up. Listen while you work. Listen while you work. Yeah, I like it. No buses in Northumberland. Good job I'm not there. Good job I'm not there. Thank you. Diane, good morning to Diane Jeb. Russ Vernon's there. George Mitchell, good morning, George. Send Sam round to me. Which Sam do you want, George? You're not having my plumber, mate. That's my plumber. You're not having him. He comes up here and tells us about his girlfriend. He does. Apparently... Oh, this is a bit early to share this with you in the morning. Do I share this with you in the morning or not? Yes, I do. The last time he was here, he was telling me that his girlfriend... Please, they all start with that one, don't they? Oh, my girlfriend... He says his girlfriend has been watching films on the internet. And he was I think he lives a little bit under a bushel or something, whatever. I can't remember the term now. I think he lives in the court of a shadow of a decent life, really, because his girlfriend has been watching these films on the internet and wants to try some of the things, and he was looking very concerned. Anyway, we'll see if I might be able to do it myself. So I'll watch some YouTube videos. I'm not too bad with electronics, actually. Not too, what I'm not good is with tin openers. That electric tin opener is getting no easier to use downstairs. My mate comes along. He puts the tin up. It's done. It's done that quick. I can't use the damn thing. It don't seem to hook up. How strange and mysterious is that? Yeah. You're not having my Sam, I'm afraid. George reckons 80 quid is cheap for a plumber. Yeah, it probably is, actually. I've never felt ripped off. I've had this plumber now about 4 or 5 years. It is a company, but 9 times out of 10, he's the one that comes round, and I have never, ever felt ripped off. And once you like that, you go to the same person, or it's like having my hair cut. You know, you go to the same person all the time, don't you? Once you're used to someone. I don't like being ripped off. My aunt, she's coming up to 75, 80 now. And whenever she has a bloke round to do something, and he charged me £500. Does that sound right? I said, no, it doesn't, Brenda. It doesn't. And she gets ripped off. She had a lock change the other day, and that was nearly 200 quid. Or does that sound right? I don't know. I've never had a lock change. Well, I have, but it's kind of in my account, so I don't know. I don't think it's ever 200 grand. Carol Kirkwood, thank you, Tim, was the one on BBC News. Now, she was doing the weather this morning, and she did not smile, and she never doesn't smile. She's a happy old soul, you know. Quite honestly, I'd like to see her, you know, a few more of her turn up at the quiz night sometimes. Oh, there was another one in there last night. She didn't get this thing I said. Okay, situation. 2 teams playing. One team of 3 boys and 1 girl on there. And little did I know, they were the actors from the play before me. Okay? So there was 2 plays on in the King's Head Theatre Bar last night. So they'd obviously done their bit on the stage and were now playing the quiz. I didn't know they were on the play. It doesn't matter anyway. Anyway, the other play finished and this girl came running over and she said, and from what I worked out, she had been in the play that had just been on. So they did the early one, she did the late one. So they're sitting. This girl came running over. She said, oh, hi. She said, I loved you in your play earlier. And they said, thank you very much. And I picked up the mic. I said, oh, that's funny. She didn't say that to me earlier when she'd just seen you. And the boys were laughing. She didn't get it. She didn't. And that makes it, as you see, that makes it even funnier to me. When people don't get, they're so thick, it's unbelievable. People just don't get stuff anymore, do they? They're always horrified or offended by something you say. I mean, God knows, do these people ever laugh or get anything at all? She didn't get it. And I do. I like it even better when people don't get stuff because I find it even funnier. And so do generally the people around me. She's like that. She was horrified. I said, it's all right, love. It's only a joke, dear. It's a joke. And she was still looking horrified, so I just carried on and ignored her. What is all that about? Can you not just get anything? Can you not just see life for what it is? One big blooming joke, which is what it is. I can't believe I'm sitting here at 55 and still not achieved anything. Not like old Mother Teresa. Look at the wonderful things she achieved. Mother Teresa. Yes, exactly. It is snowing in Streatham Hill. Oh, I don't know. You can afford to live in Streatham Hill, can't you, George? All that money you made from the remixing, dear, must be millions in the bank, dear. Millions. Millions. And thank you for liking my shirt. Good morning, Benjamin Jacks. Morning, Benjamin, who's in Islington. That's where I was last night, Benji. I was in Islington last night with a girl who doesn't get jokes. Never mind. Mohammed, call me. I don't call anyone, Mohammed. I'm afraid I don't call anyone. They call me. Been sitting here for years waiting for a call from the BBC. Still nothing. But I'm hopeful. It's only been 15 years. I'm sure that phone's going to ring at some point. Thank you very much. Ronnie says, and Tim says it's 99 degrees Fahrenheit or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. No, I think you'll find it's about 210 degrees Fahrenheit in Australia at this moment. I'm sure that is the case, Ronnie and Tim. All right. Joey's been chilling, talking to friends on Skype. Is that all you do, dear? God. Let's scroll up there a little bit. Good morning, Russ is watching on YouTube on his TV. Is it a big TV? I don't want to be on any small TVs. Unless it's a minimum of 50 inches, please switch off immediately. I will not be watched on a small screen. That's outrageous, that is. It's like receiving letters with second-class stamps on them. I put them straight in the bin. I don't even open them. I will not open a letter with a second-class stamp. Here, in Royal Berkshire, please do me a favour. Thank you. Good morning, Adam, who's staying in bed today. A bit of a cold after staying out last night till 2 a.m. in a bar in the West End with work colleagues. Oh, just go down Chariots. That'll get rid of it, Adam. You know, a little bit of sweating in there will sort you out. All right? That is my advice to you, and I'm fully unanimous in that. Ray says, do you think those nice people in Brussels will send us restaurant parcels in our hour of need? No, they hate us. They hate us, and the sooner we're rid of them, the better. Goodbye. That is not people from other countries. I just want to point that out. That is politicians from other countries who think they can run ours. That's where I have the problem. I get sick to people. Oh, did you vote Brexit? Yes, I did. Oh, you're racist. No, I'm not. I sleep with anyone. I'll have you know. I don't... Oh, I'm pushing at 10 o'clock in the morning as well. I mustn't do those sort of jokes at this time in the morning. Good morning to Capital Tires this morning. Morning. Current situation in my area of constituency is... One moment, please. Oh, can you see through that or not? I don't know if you can see... Yes, you can. There you go. So it's, as you can see, I think you can just about see some snow on the trees out there. All right. But no snow coming down. However, not good conditions to drive, so not going to Selfridges for afternoon tea. Actually, maybe I should just go and get a loaf of bread and do it myself with little cakes. Oh, yeah, what a good idea. What a good idea. I could do it myself. I could have my mate round here. I could pop up to, I can walk up to the supermarket from here, get a few cakes and make some sandwiches. I wonder if he's up for that. Just a moment. One moment, please. Excuse me a moment. Can you hear that? Hello? Why are you black? Hello? Why are you black? I can't see anything. Well, he's not actually changed colour. No, it says reconnecting now. Oh, hang on. End and accept. There. Oh, that's black. You were all black then for a moment. Hello. Hello. Look, please don't swear. You're live to 19 million people all around the world. 19 million people. I have a suggestion. How about we go swimming a little bit later, and then we go over to that ghastly supermarket over the road, get some bread and cakes and scones, and do our own afternoon tea. Are you liking the sound of that?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that if you wish.
Is that a nice idea?
Yeah.
Okay then. See you later.
Okay, well, I've just put some pictures of my garden on Facebook if you want to show your viewers.
Won't be possible to do that, I'm afraid. That requires preparation at my end.
Oh, yeah, of course, you're an amateur.
Not amateur. Not amateur. Thank you. Goodbye. This conversation has become very boring. Do you know what this red button does? Got rid of him. Oh, we're going to do our own afternoon tea. How fabulous is that? And a saving of about 75 quid as well. It gets better and better. So there we are. Quite awkward and uncomfortable talk this morning. Brendan Brady is still eating his breakfast. £200 is outrageous. I thought it would be. Oh, there's Joanna. Good morning, Joanna. Now, was it you I was talking about earlier? Oh, no, it wasn't, was it? That was someone else. Sorry. No, I got confused. I'm getting confused, Joanna. Good morning, Joanna. Morning. We are all born and we die, so what you do in the middle is up to you. Yes. Good morning, Mark. Mark Sparky. Good morning, Mark, on Periscope. Thank you. Ronnie is on Chris's phone. Yes, indeed he was. Let's have a look there. Aren't you harsh, Chris? To him, yes. To him. You see, the thing is with my mate... Oh, hang on. That's just blooming dialing out again. Hang on. Let's close that down. Oh, I'll turn that off for a minute. I'll put that over there now. The thing is with my mate, I've worked out, if you give an inch, he will take a yard. So I never give anything. Not even a half an inch. Or not even a quarter of an inch, which I gather is about 4 metres, a quarter of an inch, isn't it? With the maths. 4 metres is a quarter of an inch. I'm sure that is correct. Thank you. Are you invited? Adam, of course you're invited round. Do you think you can get here today? Do you need to be looked after? I could do the mother thing. I could do the mothering. You know where you go to bed and I fuss around you. No funny business. I can do the fuss. You know, oh, are you all right? Oh, would you like a cup of tea? I bet you love that, don't you? Adam, I bet you love the whole fuss thing, don't you? When you're being fussed over. Fuss, 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 fuss. You like it. Oh, would you like some cakes? It's outside. It's minus 30 degrees centigrade. There's blizzards, and it might take me 2 hours to get to and from the co-op, which is like 3 minutes walk down the road normally. But if you need scones, I will go and get you some. You would love that, wouldn't you? Fuss, fuss, fuss around you all the time. I can tell. Yes, thank you. Mother Teresa went to the freezer. I wonder what she got. She's the one that nicked KFC's chickens, isn't she? A 22-inch TV, Andy. Turn it off immediately. How dare you watch me on such a small thing? I'm surprised you can fit my waist on there. George is a bit of a clown. Wind people up. You got to wind. I wind people up all the time, George. All the time, and they sit there with their long faces. Go away, dear. If you want to live a miserable life, go away, dear. If you want to live a miserable life, then go and move in with Jeremy Corbyn. He never smiles. What a miserable bastard that is. He never smiles, does he? For God's sake, man. How to make a toasted cheese sandwich in 1 minute. Pop 2 slices of toast into the toaster, then microwave slices of cheese for 3. Cheese is not permitted. Well, I might have some cheese today if I do little sandwiches, like I said earlier. Maybe we'll do a show. I don't know if you'd want to do a show of us doing afternoon tea. Might be an idea, wouldn't it? Can you get candy grapes? No, there aren't any more now. They've gone. They only came out for about 3 weeks. Candy floss grapes. I know the ones you mean. Oh, they were delicious. Tony Blair's back on the telly again, says Paul. The Ramona is back again doing the TV channels this morning. Why doesn't he just go away, Tony? Go away. You've had your chance. Go away and leave us alone. Oh, God. Don't he go on and on that one. Right. So where have we got to? I told you about my central heating, so I'm going to see if I can bind this somehow. Bind it. I might just pay the 80 quid just to get him round here. Just get Sam the plumber round here. I wonder if he'd be horrified if he knew I was doing this show, wouldn't he? Dear me. Oh. Done that. I told you about all the new lockers in the swimming pool. Oh, how fabulous. Right? So last week, they were closed last week because they were putting all these new lockers in. The swimming pool I use, if you ever want to turn up and see me, going up and down. I'm not the QE2, streamlined as I go up and down the pool, gracefully, like a swan. I'm like a swan in that swimming pool, and I go up and down, and I've got my little shorts on. So if you want to come and swim with me, you'll need to join the exclusive Living Well Club at the Hilton Hotel. Costs you about 40 quid a month. For that, that's where I go, the Hilton Hotel, Living Well in Bracknell, which is, I can walk there. It's about 25 minutes to walk there. And they've changed and they've done a really good job. It's ever so nice. All these lovely new lockers. But what I don't get, so they gave us all a padlock last week. Just a moment, can I just blow my nose again? I hope I haven't got a cold coming. Oh, there's a funny smell on this tissue. I don't know what that's been used for. Strange smell. Yes, they've done so they've put half the lockers in where you will need a little padlock, because they gave us a load of us padlocks last week, and the other half they put numbers on it. So you you kind of do start, then you set your number, and then you lock it like that. Why they didn't do it all one way or the other, I don't know. That just seems a bit mad to me. When you just do them all the same things. Anyway, so I've got this padlock, but I thought I'll try the number ones. And Trevor, the manager, comes in. And I said, is it easy to do this? And he said, yeah, my ears have closed up now. Hello? Testing 1, 2. Oh, my ears have closed up now. Oh, don't say I'm getting a cold. Oh. So he said, I can't remember the reason he used now, why they only got one lot. But anyway, so I decided to use the number one. So I've done it, start, put in my number. Well, it's only it's 4 digits. Right? And then it opened. Right? Okay. Oh, it was already open. I think it was open. Then I put my stuff in. I closed it. Put your number in, and you click the lock thing, and then that's it. So I went and had my swim. It was busy in there yesterday. Funnily enough, I was surprised it was so busy in there. Then came out, and we got 4 blokes in there, and my mate's in there, Ronnie, and I'm in there. So I'm starting to can't get the thing open, can I? Can't get the blooming door open. And I thought, well, maybe it's this one over here. So I'm starting to swear now, aren't I? Oh, none of this effing works. I said, I'm sick of effing technology. I'm losing the plot very quickly now. In the swimming pool changing room. Nothing happening. Red light still on. And all the blokes are coming and trying them. And cross. I'll have to go and get Archie. Now, he's one of the pool boys who works here. Gone out there. As I've got to the door, I've pushed the open button and I'm looking and there's no one there. At this point, Ronnie's come out. Oh, it's open. I've managed to get it open. I said, oh, you're joking, have you? And so I'm going to check. I said, well, what was wrong with that then? How did you get it open? You're looking at the wrong lockers. Of course, all the blokes are just laughing at me now. Was trying to open the wrong locker. Well, they all look the same to me, like the white people watching this programme. You all look the same, exactly the same, the white people. Can't tell who you are. Innit? Huh? Everyone looks the same as the lockers in there. The grey lockers. The grey locker. Is that racist against grey lockers? Is it? Wrong locker. So stupid. Never mind. George has the problem as well, and no one can ever remember the numbers. Oh, I've got a couple of numbers. What would you call strings of numbers that I use for most things, actually, which I will not reveal to you, George, on this programme. You'll be straight down Barclays Bank trying to get into my account, wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd be there. Oh, under it. Tap, 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 tap. Trying to withdraw millions and millions of pounds that are sitting in there, waiting for a rainy day. Millions and millions, I wish. Good morning to Duke. Chris. Good morning, Chris, who's got to work. Chris works in a betting shop. I think he opens at 9 o'clock. And at 9:15, people were knocking to get in and he weren't opening the doors. 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock, Chris. You would have opened those doors for me, though. I know you would have opened your little doors for me. You would have, absolutely. Thank you. Tim says Not Going Out is back on the telly on March the 9th. I don't know what that is. Lee Mack's comedy sitcom. I don't know what... I don't think I've ever seen that, Not Going Out. Oh, the new Benidorm was on last night. Haven't seen it yet. I was watching Holby City when I came in last night, having my homemade curry, which actually turned out all right. It was my first ever vegetarian curry with Quorn. I used a beef curry recipe, but I replaced the beef with Quorn because I'm vegetarian. And I have to say, when I took the lid off, I thought, I don't know if I like that smell. It had a funny smell to it. But I served it up with some rice, and it's actually very nice. Tastes lovely. Now, I spoke to my niece about that. She reckons I might have put in too much turmeric, whatever it's called. She said that can make it smell a bit funny if you've put too much of that in. How much did you put in? And I said, well, it said on the thing 4 teaspoons. I think 4 teaspoons. But I actually used one of the large spoons that you mix things with. She said, what, a whole one? I said, well, 2. She said, you've put too much in. That's why it smells like that. Because I put in an extra can of tomatoes and some other bits and pieces. So I upped the amount of spices as well. And I don't think you're supposed to do that, are you? But, you know, it was successful and it was certainly edible. I had 2 lots of it. I've got another 2 lots left in the fridge, which I'll probably have at some point, probably night time or something like that tonight. And so the curry actually turned out all right. But years ago, I worked at a place in King's Cross called the Golden Lion. It's not there anymore. I think it's a block of offices or flats now. And the bloke there called Nathan, he made me a beef curry. I was eating meat at the time. This is going back about 8 years now. And it was lovely. The flavour was lovely. I mean, it was so hot. I was sweating, dear. One of my friends who I work with at Central Station, his name's Barrett. Now, he is of, I think it's English, but there's Indian somewhere, quite close, maybe his dad or something like that. And I was asking him about spices and that the other day. I said, in India, like when you have our curries, is it the same? He's like, no. I said, what's the difference between us and the curries in India? And he says, you will sweat if you're eating the curry in India. There's so much spices in it. I thought, yes, that sounds good to me. That's because I do like a bit of chili, dear. I do like a bit of chili. Now, some people, they have problem with chili, don't they? Not so much this end, a day later, the other end, they have a problem with chili. But I don't seem to have that problem. Isn't that strange? Where it hurts when it comes out. Oh, how ghastly. Oh, let's have a look there. One moment, please. Russ has got no heating in South Yorkshire. Oh, my God. Has it gone wrong, or do you just not have any? We never had heating at our flat in Roehampton, There would be ice on the inside of the windows in the morning. And let me tell you, this weather we've got today, we used to have this all the time in the 70s. And that is absolutely... I'm not making that up. Anyone who's of an age on here will tell you, in the 70s, the weather was... And before that is before me, but in the 70s, the weather was like this every winter. We had this every single winter, and no problem. Everything used to continue to run. Schools would open, hospitals would be there, the buses would be on, the trains would be on. Everything used to continue, just as normal. Snowflakes, dear, that's what they all are. The world is now... This country is run by blooming snowflakes, dear. Oh, it's a bit cold. I might fall over, so I better not go out the door. Pathetic. One moment, please. Have seen the odd episode of Bob Benidorm. It's okay. Do you not like Benidorm? Oh, it's so funny. I haven't. I will probably watch that this afternoon, the new series number 1 of Benidorm. Good morning, Anne, who said we could break your code while you swim and nick your clothes. That would be funny. Anne, why are you stealing my clothes, darling? Do you think you'd get in a little pair of my underpants, my love? You could wear them as a hat. You could wear my underpants as a hat, couldn't you? Morning, Hayley. Hope you're enjoying the snow up in Lincolnshire. Turmeric, is it turmeric? Thank you. Islington small... Oh, they still use the pound coins in the lockers there. Yes, so they did at our place up to this week, where they've just got the locks and that put on there. The house you live in now, is it originally your parents'? Adam says. No. My parents' house was in Roehampton when my mother and father died. I sold it, and half the money went to my sister, and half the money went to me. Now, first of all, it was 1980. I was married in 83, divorced at 89, 83, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divorced in 88. Okay? I started saving because we were on the right to buy scheme, Margaret Thatcher's thing. So we were on a right to buy scheme. I was on the right to buy scheme. So I was on this thing, and then a flat came up and I bought it from the council at a vastly discounted rate. Then I sold that and bought this. I bought this while my mother and father were still alive. I bought this in 1992. 1992 I moved out here and love it. I love all the trees and all the grass. And it's quiet here. It's reasonably quiet. Except for that idiot over there who's obviously got some sort of woodworking business, and he's in the summer you're in the quiet and it's so peaceful, and the birds are singing, and then it starts. Oh, here we go again. It does get on my nerves. And don't do it like for 10 minutes. It goes on all bloody afternoon. I must ring up the council about that. I've got his address now. I heard it the other day and I walked around there and found out exactly which house it's coming out of. Most annoying. Good morning to Patrick. Patrick Devlin is my cousin. He lives in New Zealand. Learn how to make golden paste, Chris. Turmeric fixes everything. Everything. As in what? What does turmeric paste fix? Are you talking medical or like DIY? What do you mean by it fixes everything? I think you're probably talking now. My friend Maureen, she sings at the karaoke. If you watch the karaoke streams, you will have seen Maureen. Lovely lady with glasses. And she gave me some turmeric capsules or pills once for... Could it be for joint pain? I had a problem, I think, with my knees or my feet, if I remember rightly. And she gave me some turmeric thing. I never took them, actually. They're still in the cupboard at the moment. It's St. David's Day, isn't it? I forgot that. Wales, Wales, la da 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 da. Do they have internet in Wales? Is there Welsh internet? Do I need to learn another language so that they can understand me? Huh? Hey, Brendan Brady agrees with us on the 70s snow. You see? She really does. That's how it was in the 90s. We had this all the time, this weather. All the time in the 1970s. People would walk miles to get to work or school in the 70s. Yeah, we did. I used to walk about half an hour to get to school up Roehampton Lane. Went to a little primary school called the Sacred Heart School, which was along Roehampton Lane. Thank you. Good morning to Natalie this morning as well. Morning, Natalie. Good. I've got some stories here for you today. Look at this. Now, to be blind is an awful thing. I think probably to become blind is worse than being blind. If you are born blind, then I suppose there's the... I don't know. I can't really talk. I can only give an opinion, which may or may not be right. Always remember that, gang. You don't have to agree with my opinions at all. Please feel free to disagree, but as long as everyone deserves an opinion, And I would imagine it's probably better to be born blind than to go blind later on. You're looking around, just have a look around at the moment. Imagine that suddenly going off. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment. How frightening is that? Keep your eyes closed. That is scary, isn't it? Now, if you were born blind, you would never know what sight's like. So I suppose, in a way, you wouldn't be so scared. But what if you are blind and you're scared of dogs? Now, I am afraid of dogs. I really am. And the reason is, there's a couple of blokes round here. There's one bloke who lives just up there. Great big fat thing he is. He's massive. And he runs this security business. And he walks his bloodied Alsatians around here. Okay, they're always on leads, big thick leads, and he's so big that they're not going to pull him over. But I do wonder, what if, it is possible for a lead to break, or the little bit that, I don't know what it's called, the bit that goes around the collar and attaches there, that could break. And these dogs see me or anyone else and they start barking and growling. And I am scared of those dogs. I don't mind admitting it. I'm scared of those dogs. Now, my mate, who runs a pub in not Milton Keynes. Oh, damn, what's the place? Boxmoor. Hemel Hempstead. Justin is his name. He has 2 Labradors. One of them absolutely hates me. It goes mad. Barking and growling. And, of course, they always come down. Oh, it's all right. He won't hurt you, mate. How do you know that? That's what people tell, when children and that get mauled to death. Oh, it won't hurt. And then the dog goes mad. Any animal can suddenly go mad. Come on, how many of you got cats? I've had 3 cats. I loved each and every one of them. And I still do. But now and again, you'd be stroking this cat, and for no reason at all, it would attack you, wouldn't it? Same with dogs. Same with you. They can suddenly turn for no reason at all. My sister got a very nasty bite from one of her dogs once. Yeah. And this dog is lovely. It really is. You just don't know. So I am afraid of dogs. And there's another bloke up there. He's got 2 Alsatians. One just ignores everything going on around it. The other one sees me, starts going mad, barking and growling. So yes, I am afraid of dogs. I hate them, especially those ones up there. Not all dogs. Some are perfectly all right. Most are perfectly all right. But how do you differentiate between the ones that are going to be nice and the ones that are not going to be nice and you've never met them before? But what about if you are blind and you are afraid of dogs? Because there are various wonderful organisations, charities and this, that and the other, who provide dogs for blind people. And they are wonderful, these dogs. You see the way they're never aggressive, those ones, are they? They're always quite placid and nice. Ross says he loves Great Danes. My last one passed away last September. I'm waiting for a new puppy. Oh, bless. And Brendan's got 2 cats. Lovely. What if you're blind and you're afraid of dogs? Well, on the Sky News story, I came across this. And it is a lovely story. It came out a few weeks ago, actually. It's a lovely story and funny at the same time. A blind man is to become the first person in the UK to get a guide horse. I kid you not, a guide horse. Mohammed Salim Patel, young at 23, has a degenerative condition called retinitis pigmentosa and has given up hope of having a guide animal as he has a phobia of dogs. I'm sure he's not the only one. But in a couple of years, he'll have his own miniature horse to help him around the streets of his hometown, Blackburn in Lancashire. How fantastic is that? In a way, it's funny, but it's a lovely story. Digby, an 8-month-old American miniature horse, is being trained for Mr. Patel by Katie Smith. His training will take another couple of years, but Digby will be able to help his owner in much the same way as a guide dog. I've always loved horses, but it's good to see the benefits for people who are visually impaired, Mr. Patel told the Lancashire Telegraph. He needs to get used to being out and about in Blackburn. And that is just such a wonderful story. It really is. Isn't it? A horse. I mean, I suppose in years to come, I don't think it's very far off. The robots are going to take over, aren't they? You're going to have robots doing everything. And you'll have robots, I suppose, as guide dogs at some point. Probably the robots will be better at doing a lot of what the guide dogs can do. They'll be able to do everything the dogs can do and more. Of course, I don't think you'll ever get the comfort from a robot that you would from a living being, whether it's a dog, a horse, a cat, a budgerigar, or a little bearded lizard. I quite like bearded lizards, do you? Although you might have trouble taking one of those for a walk. I mean, people might step on it as you're trying to take it for a walk, wouldn't they? Huh? But I think that's a lovely story, that one, that really is. And I hope to be, they keep us informed of how that one goes there. Guide horse, that's right, Brendan Brady. Guide horse. Evan says, good morning, Evan. Bit late joining this morning. Were you up late last night taking pictures of the stars? Yes, Evan says our dog Jasper is an old man. If a burglar came into our house, Jasper would make him a coffee. Yeah, they get a bit like that, don't they? Anne says you can now have small ponies for guides. A Shetland or a Farabella. Is that a word for a pony? A Farabella. A pony. Now, what could I use a pony? What could I use a pony for? Oh, I bet they'd be better in the snow than my car is. George loved dogs. They're called man's best friend for a reason. They certainly are. They certainly are. But the big ones... Yeah, but Anne says they sense your fear and react. Yeah, but not all of them, Anne. It's only the nasty ones who start growling and biting. And you see, once that's happened, Once a dog has growled and barked at you from that moment on, you are afraid. How are you supposed to start? Someone said to me, oh, you shouldn't fear the dogs. How? What a stupid thing to say, I thought to myself when he said this. How can you not fear a dog that you fear? What a stupid thing to say. You know, once you're afraid of that dog, that's it, mate. You're always going to be afraid of that dog. Wouldn't you, eh? I need to carry one of those stun guns that you can get in America, don't you? Just touch it. Mind you, you'd have to touch the dog with this stun gun thing before it got to you, wouldn't you? How would that work? Is there some sort of way I can hook myself up to some electricity so that when the dog bites me, it gets electrocuted and dies? Huh? I hope so. George said, can you imagine if you were born deaf? Just as bad, I suppose, George. I mean, born deaf, bad. As bad as going deaf? No. I think if you were born with these conditions, it's better than... I mean, it's not good to be born deaf or blind or without an arm or something like that. But if you were born like that, I think you're on a massive advantage to someone who used to be able to hear or used to be able to see, and it's happened to them throughout their life that they've lost this ability. That must be... Oh, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. What about Reggie? Reggie the Rottweiler. My mate had a Rottweiler. My sister's got a Rottweiler called Bison. He's big. He's got this great big head like that. And I ring, because I only go up to see my sister a few times a year, and I ring on the bell. But they remember you, don't they, dogs? He's lovely. And Reggie was Ronnie's dog. Again, he had this great big head. He was a Rottweiler as well. And he was so soft. So soft. I don't hate all dogs. Don't hate all dogs. My sister, she had a blackout Dalmatian. She had a couple of Dalmatians, blackout Dalmatian. And the lady, I was ill about 2009. I got something in 2009. Which I still have now, but it's controlled. But I'd become particularly ill while I was at my sister's, and I was tired, so tired all the time. And I had ulcers in my mouth which wouldn't go. Please don't ask what it is. I'm not going to tell you. And I was laying on this settee in my sister's house. You know, I was permanently tired, And this dog came in and had a sniff around me. What was I can't remember her name now. Duchess, Black Labrador. And I always used to be friendly with her. I took her out for a couple of walks as well, just her and me, which was nice. And this dog came in, she's sniffing around me, and while I'm laying on a settee, all right, Duchess, and she's sitting there looking at me, and then she suddenly jumped up and just lay right across me like that, like to give me comfort. And isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? So that's the other side of dogs, you see. They're not all mad and barking their heads off, but there are certain ones that I am afraid of. I won't lie to you. Now, my neighbour, and I think a lot of it is the way they're brought up as well. Now, my lovely neighbour, 1, 2, 3 doors down, Babe Station Pearl, we call her. Babe Station Pearl, she's wonderful, and I get on well with her husband, and her sons are in their 40s now. I think one of her sons must be coming up to 50 now. Mark, he does my windows. And she's had 1, 2, 3 Alsatians since I've been there, and they loved me, and I loved them. Great big things, and they would come bounding towards me whenever they saw me, and wanting licks and cuddles and strokes. And I'd as they come towards me, I'd crouch down. Come on, go give us a hug. Wonderful. It's how they're brought up, you see. Now that bloke over there has clearly brought his dogs up to hate people with short black hair who look a bit gay. That's what it is. Do you think? Possibly. Good morning, Kevin. Kevin's got 3 dogs. What sort of dogs have you got, Kevin? I didn't know you had dogs. All right, we'll do one more story for you this morning, and then I'm going to have a cup of tea. Oh, it's time to have my pills. I'm going to have a cup of tea and probably walk up to the swimming pool because we're not going to go out today. Now, and this serves this boy right. This story came out on Monday, actually. A boy became stuck in a lift after he weed all over the buttons. Dirty bastard. What is wrong with people? Why would you do that? Why would you go in a lift? I mean, it's bad enough. And telephone boxes and lifts are used as toilets. But to purposely wee all over the buttons... The unnamed boy was captured on closed-circuit television, aiming his wee at the control panel, moving it up and down so it was fully doused. He then zips up his trousers, gets ready to leave, but then the lift goes wrong and the doors won't open. Good! Good! Hopefully the doors will stay closed and he will suffocate and die in the lift. Disgusting people. Disgusting people. He can then be seen to panic, jabbing at the damn buttons as the lift remains motionless. The lift goes dark. All the lights go out. It's getting even better now. The lift goes dark as the boy seemingly becomes a victim of his own joke. It's not a joke. How is that a joke? Well, that's a bit of misreporting, isn't it? In the Metro, this is. A victim. I don't think it's a joke to be weeing on the buttons in the lift where other people have got to press. Elderly people, young people, whatever. Local media reported he had to be rescued by building maintenance staff and didn't suffer any lasting injury. Yeah, but what did he get done for this? This happened in southwest China, mostly without much sympathy for the boy's plight. He denied doing anything to cause the lift to break. What, is he stupid as well? But the reason quickly became obvious after they looked at the closed-circuit television. His parents, who live in a building with him, reportedly refused to accept this was possible. He can't go that high. He can't wee that high, they said. The lift is still under maintenance, and the family expected to compensate for the damage caused for the boy. I said, damn well think so as well. Shove him in prison. That's where he should be. Shove him in prison. I can hear the Liberals now. You can hear the Liberals now, can't you? Oh, you need to talk to him and find if he's got anything wrong with him. No, you don't. You either shove him in prison, dear. Or at least give him a blooming mop and bucket and a set of electronic tools to clear the mess up himself. Dirty bastard. Dirty, disgusting people. Vandalism, Anne says. Absolutely, vandalism. The back is much better. I have a slight twinge in my back, actually. Is it? Oh, it's not there, which was becoming a minor problem last night as I was getting towards the end of the quiz, but it's not too bad at all now. There's a certain position in bed that I go in, which is a little bit uncomfortable at the moment, but another couple of days and I'm sure it'll be bread. Paul, there you go. Paul, give him bread and water to live on for the next month. Absolutely, I agree. Adam says, why is it if our dogs foul play, we get fined, but you see a copper on a horse and the horse goes and they don't get fined? On the road. Oh, come on, Adam. I have it on good authority that you can be seen walking behind horses, waiting for them to go so you can put them on your little pot plants in your flat. Is that right? Oh, Kevin's got Jack Russells. Oh, they're a bit yappy, aren't they, Jack Russells? Eh? All righty, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls, and then we'll disappear. Okay, lots to do. Happy birthday this morning to. I haven't even seen whose birthday it is today. Hang on. Oh my God, look at that, Jake Pierce. Now that's funny, George. I was just asking you about him the other day, wasn't I? Yesterday, Jake. It's Jake's birthday today. He lives quite near George, actually in the next house to him. Jake today is a young 42 years old today. Happy birthday, Jake. Hope you're okay. I hope you see this. You know, I'm sure most of the people whose birthdays we read out don't actually see this. So if it's your birthday today... Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, my word. I do powerful sneezes. It's ages since I sneezed while I was doing a show, innit? Hang on. Oh, there we are. Yes, I do wonder if the people whose birthdays I read out actually get this far into the show. I wondered if we should move the birthdays to the beginning of the show. And then I thought, no, I'll do stories at the beginning. So I do wonder how many of the people's birthdays I read out actually hear me doing them. So there we are. Happy birthday to Jake, 42 today. Shaun Stribling's birthday today. Good morning, Shaun. Happy birthday to you, sir. Misty Lee, a young drag queen. Good morning, Misty Lee. It's years since I saw you. Hope you're doing all right. Happy birthday, Misty. Or Misty Lee, I'm looking for a karaoke night at the moment. I'm looking for either a Tuesday, Thursday, or a Sunday, or a combination of any of those. I'm looking for some karaoke nights to do because I'm a little bit bored on nights off. Or a quiz night. Actually, even Wednesday as well, actually, because I don't think the Wednesday one's going to last much longer, to be honest. It's just very quiet there most of the time. So if you know of anywhere, do please let me know. Have car wheel travel, doesn't matter where it is. Obviously, if it's in Scotland, it's going to cost you a little bit more. Because we'll have to travel through. I'd have to get a driver for that. I'd have to pay my mate to drive us there and back. So that would be, if it's in Scotland, I think you'd be looking at about 500 quid. I'm sorry, that's how it is. London, a little bit less than that. Much less than that. Just about into double figures, I think, in London. Happy birthday, Misty. Okay. Susana Boyle is 69 years old today. Happy birthday. David Spilsbury, a young 60 years old today. Happy birthday, David. Lots of lovely ages here today. Theo Cott. Happy birthday, Theo. David McGow. Happy birthday to you. Is it David McGough? I beg your pardon. David McGough. Happy birthday, David. Bertie Fox is 46 years old today. Robert O'Neill. Happy birthday, Robert. David Welton Eastham, a young 28 today. Happy birthday, David. Nigel John Harris, our friend Nigel. Our friend Nigel, one of our black cap activists. And he does another very... I won't tell you what it is, no. He does another very interesting thing with his life, which I find very fascinating. Good morning to Nigel, and happy birthday to you, Nigel, okay? Darron Harold, one of our best hairdressers in London, aren't you, sir? 47 years old today. Happy birthday, Darron. And happy birthday to ukulele playing Georg Hicks, who is a young 28 today. So lots and lots of birthdays there. Let's sing the song, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There we are. Happy birthday, gang. Well, those of you that managed to stay right the road through to the end of the show today, why? I don't think I could sit there and watch an hour of myself. I really don't. Have a lovely Thursday. Remember, gang, no need to travel unless you absolutely have to. The south, which is where I'm kind of west. We're not quite south here. I'm kind of west, sort of veering a little bit south. So I may miss it here, but the south is about to get snow like you've never seen before. So be very warned of that and don't go out unless you absolutely have to. I've cancelled my day today. I was really looking forward to going to Selfridges for afternoon tea, but there you go. We can always go another time. I'm going to go up to the supermarket and buy some bread and do my own sandwiches today. Have a nice Thursday. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.